Hello everyone, I am the presenter for this lesson, which is the lesson 16. Before we proceed to the topic, at para malaman natin kung ano ang topic, I have a activity muna for this day. This activity, I split you into two groups for this exercise, which involves puzzle words. You have to arrange them to obtain the right letters, which you must then explain what is the difference between two based on the words you have arranged. So now we have a group group 1 and group 2. Now let's proceed to the activity proper. So now you have a minute to arrange the puzzle words. Now, each group have already arranged the puzzle words. Now, for the group 1, their arranged puzzle words, it is a sexual assault, and group 2 is sexual harassment. So, what is the difference between two based on your words have arranged? So, the sexual assault and sexual harassment has a different meaning. Sexual assault, it is a through words or through verbal to have a sexism or having a sexual assault to a particular person, for example, for a women. And also, sexual harassment, it is ginagawa through actions like their behaviors. For example, yung pananakit at ginagamitan nila ng dahas to have a sexual harassment on that particular person. For this day, alam na ninyo kung ano ang ating topic. So, in this lesson, we learning about understanding sexual harassment. First, we have a sexual harassment. So, in the sexual harassment, it is a form of sex-based discrimination reacted in power. So, it is involved a power to have a sexual harassment for the particular person, or for example, for the women, kung saan ay ang mga men has a power to have a unequal treatment or have a violence towards to the women. And also, it involves any unwanted behavior related to sex and is recognized by the ILO as a form of violence against women, not just in a workplace issue but also in other places or environment kung saan ay nararanasan nila ang mga discrimination. It is particular by sexual harassment. Now, we have a theoretical perspective of sexual harassment. So, in this sexual harassment, it results for form of multiple factors. So, it is not only for a one factor, but it covers a multiple factors na pinanggagalingan ng sexual harassment. And also, it related also in sex and is recognized by the ILO. And also, the researchers study it through organizational feminist role and attributable theories to understand its causes and patterns of this kind of discrimination or harassment, or is sexual harassment towards to the women, not only to the women but also it can be treated to a child or men also. So next, we have a natural biological theory. So in this perspective, sex or sexual harassment as a result of men's natural sex drive, viewing it as a instructive rather than intentional discrimination. According them, so it suggests that means stronger sex drive daw ay naka-contribute to leads them to pursue women, seeing the behavior as instructive rather than social or power motivated. Next, we have a six rule spillover theory. So in this idea daw, it means that men treat women at work based on traditional gender rule and stereotype, not on their actual abilities or position. So they are seeing women not only o kung ano ang narating ng women sa society o ano ang kanyang pinag-aralan but based on their gender as a women. Next, we have the organizational theory. So this theory says sexual harassment as a result of power imbalances where men use authority to dominate and maintain patriarchy. So dito sa organizational mas nangingibabaw ang leader or as a leader ang mga kalalakihan to have a power or patriarchy than the women. So the women, they views them as nakakababa sa kanila. So mas nangingibabaw ang patriarchy or power ng mga male or men. Next, we have a socio-cultural theory. So this hypothesis explains that sexual harassment reflects society patriarchy. So dito, because of patriarchy ng mga kalalakihan, dito ay nagagawa nila ang pagharas or have a sexual harassment towards to their co-worker na babae or mga babae on that particular environment, community, or in our place, and also where men use it to show dominance and maintain women's lower states through control and equality. Next, we have a feminist theory. So this means that the feminist view says sexual harassment as a result of sexism and male dominance. So dito as nangingibabaw ang pagiging dominante ng mga kalalakihan so that they have a power to harass or to have a sexual contact or violence towards to the women, where traditional ideas of masculinity or make men view women as a inferior or less important in the society or in the environment. It reinforces the gender inequality by keeping women in lower social position or to have a low importance in the society. Next, we have a relevance of sexual harassment theory. So in this, the evidence shows harassment is widespread in both public and private sectors. Because makikita natin na mas ang mga lalaki ang have evidence na sila yung maraming cases ng pananakit or have a violence towards to the women's or not only the women, also sa mga kabataan, harming women's health and reflect women's vulnerability in workplaces and schools where men's sexual behavior toward them is often normalized. Now we have a Republic Act number 7877 or Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 1995. Especially in a work-related or employment environment, sexual harassment committed when sexual favor as condition for hiring, promotion, or benefits. Second, refusal leads to discrimination or loss of opportunities. Third, acts as impair labor rights or create a hostile environment. On the other hand, in an education or training environment, sexual harassment is committed first in victim is under offender's authority or supervision. Second, sexual favor tied to grades, honor, scholarships, or benefits. Third, advances create an intimidating or offensive environment. Uh, these are the uh, uh, topics or nilalaman ng Philippine laws on sexual harassment or under ito sa Philippines laws on sexual harassment. Next, we have is sexual harassment in the civil service. So, sexual harassment in the civil service, ito ay punishable by the Civil Service Commission number 01-0940, also known as Administrative Disciplinary Rules on Sexual Harassment Cases. Here, sexual harassment can be committed at the following places: in the premises of the workplace or office or the school or training institution, in any place where the parties were found as a result of work or education or training responsibilities or relations. Third, at work, education, or training related social functions. Fourth, while on official business outside the office or school or training institution or during work or training related travel. Fifth, at official conferences, fora, symposium, or training session. Or sixth, by telephone, cellular phone, fax machine, or electronic mail. Now, let's understand what is a sexual harassment or the summary of understanding this. So, sexual harassment constitutes an extremely important kind of violence because it is a rampant na sa Pilipinas or worldwide. The Philippines have a laws to punish this kind of behavior or act like a sexual harassment. So the Philippine laws, sexual harassment punishes the work-related, also training and education environment, sexual harassment. So because it can happen everywhere or anywhere, so the Philippines established a law to have a punish or mas maprotektahan ang mga taong nakakaranas ng sexual uh, harassment or sexual assault. That's all for this topic. I hope you have learnings and also have a many understanding all about in this lesson 16. Sana ay magamit ito as a foundation to have a learning about sexual harassment or sexual assault. Thank you and good day.